Hello everyone, it's AJ, and today it's Monday. And you know what that means? It's Manga Monday! Yeah! Here we go, we're finally to a Manga Monday, but hasn't been a Bungo Stray Talks thing. So, in the previous video I was like, right, I'm going to bring something nice and sweet to Manga Monday, just bring something nice again, you know? And well, I have done just that. I've got the absolutely adorably sweet Chéri, my destiny. Oh, so we got a cute little BL here, and it's basically about sweets. Two different kinds of confectioners. So we've got one that's French but does generally like basic Western kind of confectioners, and one traditional Japanese one. And starts off obviously as rivalry. It's almost like a semi enemies to lovers, but not that the enemies really last that long. Oh yeah, it's so cute. I love the cover, it's so nice. Oh, so literally something very sweet with a wee bit of spice at the end. all good in this hood. So yeah, nice wee one shot, literally can read it in like half an hour, so it's just that extra little bit of sweetness. It's like you don't need to worry about like you buy one volume then you need to wait like a year for the next volume. Looking at you, Birds of Shangri-La. Ooh. But yeah, basically, see, oh god, I'm literally going to show my bloody age now, but like, back in the good old days of Tumblr in like 2009 to 2012, when it was all like the fanfic AUs and it was all like the coffee shop AUs and all that, honestly, see if you were that kind of person, this kind of fits that little kind of urge, you know, that kind of little taste. Just this slight little drama, but not too much drama, it's just nice and fluffy. It's very cute. So, we start off with the story with this lovely little blondie here called Karu. And basically he is a 24-year-old that already owns his own shop essentially. So he's already the manager of his own wee place where he makes basically chocolates. He specialises in chocolates. And lots of like people come in just to like admire him because he's very, very pretty. And then, lo and behold, some other customers come in with another bag, and it turns out it's from a rival sweet shop. I wonder who it could be. So Kaoru decides, you know what, I'm going to investigate about why this person is stealing my customers. Because literally the customers that he was dealing with were like, oh, let's go try out that wee place. Oh, let's just say this wee boy has, or young man, should I say technically, but oh my god, yeah, it's like a wee boy. He's got a wee bit of a temper and doesn't really think before he acts. So that gives you an idea about what he's like. So, storms into his little shop called Tatsuya. It's basically a family-run sweet shop. And he tries to go in disguise. He's got like glasses on. He's like dulled down a little bit to try and disguise himself so that he doesn't get caught, which is just hilarious. And basically just goes on the attack and being like, right, do you not think that Japanese sweets are boring? It's just like, obviously not, because he works in the shop. Like, he doesn't really use his brain that much. Obviously. So, obviously Shojuro, which is this lovely gentleman's name, basically goes, well, no, just stone-faced expression, just like, no, they're cool. I should say that Shojuro is a wee bit slow. Like, he's a wee bit oblivious to certain things, especially just the full frontal attack that is Just like, I think they're alright. I quite like them. And then Karu being Karu just goes like, do you not think that Western chocolates are better because they're more exciting, they're more pretty, he literally says they're more Instagrammable. We're already talking about fucking Instagram in this. I'm not gonna lie, it made me fall in love with it because I was like, yes, I understand that need for taking photos for Instagram. Hey, if you have pretty food, I'm gonna take photos of it, okay? So, Karu's writing up front. But they go back and forth, and he's trying to prove his point, being like, no, this is so much better, blah 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 blah. But Sojiro just doesn't really think about it, and he's like, well, I haven't really thought about them, I haven't tried them really. So then Karu's offended because he's like, wait a minute, so you don't even consider my business? Well, he actually doesn't say that because he doesn't admit that he's the owner yet, but he does talk about the shop. So he's just like, wait, so you just completely disrespect all that side of confectionery? And basically especially makes a promise, but it's more like a fucking threat when it's like, I'm gonna make you try these sweets and you're gonna eat your words. It literally does say that. He's like, you're gonna eat your words. Storms out, right? And Sojo was just standing there just like, what a little punk. Like, she's just not taking it seriously. So then he goes back to his own place, like Karu, to try and make up the best fucking chocolates just to like shove in his face essentially. Goes back to the shop the next day, presents it, and he's like, oh, Sojo just goes, wait, you're that punk from yesterday. And he's like, I'm not a punk, just pure screaming at him. I was like, you're not really helping your image here, Karu. You're not helping. So, but Sojo's a really nice person, goes like, oh, right, here, let's have some tea together and I'll try your sweets. And this is where the whole BL comes into it, because it's like, he goes, oh, fuck, I'm falling in love with you. He's like, no, I'm now having a crush on you. Can I know? Oh, but it's really nice because it turns out Karu has a lot of drinks apparently. He just happily exclaims, but the fact that he's bi! It's like, yay! It's so nice having more bi people, like, in BLs, because it's usually just kind of like, they're either already fucking gay, or they're straights in a closet. So it's actually quite nice to actually have a proper bi character to a degree, you know? It's slightly different. So obviously it's not out the realm of possibility. It's like, oh hey, you're hot, I like you. That's basically what's went through his head. And as a little boy with a crush, trying to see their crush as much as possible, he then ends up going to the shop nearly every day and bringing chocolates and making them try it, to the point where he's literally letting Sojiro try his newest inventions before they're even put into his own shop. Oh boy, you're down hard. It's very cute, like it really is. And then it gets to the point, like, see, at this point, like, so they've been going back and forth, right? Like, he's been coming with chocolates and everything like that, letting him try it. He still hasn't told him his name. He literally, Shojaro just goes, see, by the way, what's your name? Because you haven't actually told me. And it was just like, oh, aye. So he's like, oh yeah, it's Karu Sakura. And he's like, oh, that's a beautiful name. Oh, that's him, bright red flushing like nobody's business. And he's like, oh wow, you are such a hopeless bi. It's like, you're a disastrous bi. Yes, it works. So obviously within every little fluffy BL there has to be a slight amount of drama. So one of the nights that Karu's going over with a brand new set of chocolates, he overhears people kind of shouting and arguing in the shop. And there's this beautiful woman that goes, have you forgotten about your fiancé? So Shojuro, so obviously Karu just being like, oh fuck, of course he's straight and like taken. Which then puts him in a little rut, stops going to see him, and just hides in his office. Granted, he's still working and making things, so he's not technically doing that, but he's avoiding the public, and given that their shop has the appeal of the public because he's a very pretty boy, his co-workers are kind of like, why are you such a disastrous boy? And he's like, oh, I wonder if he got dumped. Also, one of the boys that works for him is so clueless, like absolutely clueless. Literally the other one, like the other lassie is just like, yeah, so he's been doing this and whatnot, so he probably has a crush on him and whatnot. And then the boy just goes, oh, I hope it works out for them. And she's literally just went, I'm pretty sure she just got dumped. He just got dumped. Of course it's not working out. Oh, honestly, see all the characters in this are just like, I love them. They're great. For a wee short little one shot, aye, they're great. So obviously, he goes in his wee rut just making stuff until one night. Guess whose turn it is to appear into the shop? Oh yeah, it's Ojiro's. And he's like, well, I did tell you I was going to come in and like buy stuff off you for once, and you went, he's just frozen. Oh, it's so funny. That happens, and then like they exchange sweets and whatnot. So finally, Karu gets to try his sweets for once that he makes, but he made them like really cute and pretty, and he. Sojiro even apologised, being like, oh, the box isn't as nice as like how you present yours. Boy. Oh, so yeah, so then they're just having a nice wee time and whatnot. And then, of course, Karu had to stick his foot in it, didn't he? Just being like, oh, so, you have a fiancé? And he's just like, well, first of all, I cancelled the engagement, but second of all, how the fuck did you find out? And then he's very honest to the fact that he admitted, is like, well, I was outside when that little argument happened. And he's like, well, first of all, that was my sister, and secondly, I would really wish you came in to end that argument. That would have been nice. So now that he's found out that the fiancé isn't a thing anymore and doesn't matter, like, he can keep falling in love with him. They go back to their regular scheduled things of, hey, I'm just going to appear with the shop with lots of sweets. Here you go. And one day, basically, Jojo was just literally looking like death, being honest. So, being concerned, he asks, right, what's up? And then Jojo explains, like, because they're, like, a long-running family, like, business, they have lots of clients, they give them really difficult, like, specialised orders, and this one in particular is like, oh, my friend is coming from abroad, she loves everything Japan, but she's tried every fucking sweet in the house, so we need something that's different. Obviously, he's panicking because he's like, what the fuck do I do? So, Karu has a great idea of, hey, I'm going market hunting anyway, I'm seeing what's on the market, come with me, we can see together, and that might give you some ideas about what to do. Hey! Obviously, Karu gets there early and is like, it's not a date, it's not a date, it's not a date, it's not a date. See Shoujo is like, oh my god, it's a fucking date! Looking all nice and proper and all that. It's like, oh boys! And then they're going around all the wee kind of different shops and they're trying all these wee things and they're looking very cute. And then gets to the end, obviously it's like night time, and he's like, oh, we should split up for the night kind of thing. It's like, oh, let's end things here and just call it a night. Karu's gotten to the point where he's literally just dying to tell him, like, he has the biggest, fattest crush on him. And basically just blurts it out. He's like, I like you. Wait, what? I like you. And he's just now, then he's like panicking at the fact that he's told him and whatnot. And well, Sojo just goes over and just kisses him. Yay! And basically that is where the relationship starts. It's like, wait, what? It's like, yeah. And also it turns out that Kaoru is a fucking clingy bitch, because as soon as they were like, yeah, that's cool, we can do this kind of thing, he's like holding on to him for like dear life, just like crushing him from behind. And so Joe's just like, I'd rather we just did this in one space. And he's like, so let's get inside, because it's cold. And because it's a short BL and needs to get to the point, they fuck. Although it is nice though, because like Karu's basically like, right, are you sure you're comfortable with this? Like, are you sure? Because you've literally probably just came into this world like right now. It's actually really sweet. I'm just thinking of it. He's kind of making sure that he's okay and he's not trying to push him into anything. And literally, Sojo just goes, well, I was the one that kissed you. All I cared about was the fact that I like you. So cute. So then that chapter ends basically with Sojo coming into his work and basically just acting like he's his boyfriend and everything like that, and just flustering like poor Karu. Another boy that I was telling you about that's just so like clueless about things, literally just shut down just like at the thought of what was happening, just like what is happening? And the lassie's just like, look what you've done to him, you've broken his mind. So please keep that to a minimum in the shop. Even though he didn't even do anything like that bad. It's just so funny, because it's like, oh, you're clearly my boyfriend now. It's like, oh. And then the last chapter is them just trying to be a couple, essentially, and it's mostly Kaoru just being a horny ass bastard and just trying to get fucked. That's essentially the premise of the very last chapter. There really isn't much to it, to the point where he gets that desperate that he's found out that his boyfriend's a lightweight and makes whiskey chocolates to get him drunk. Which then leads to what he wanted, but yeah. Oh, so that's the main story of like Chéri, My Destiny. There's like wee mini stories at the very end, and there's one that's just one page and I just love it to bits. It's just the simplest thing of like Sojo's going out, Kaoru wants a kiss, he gets a kiss, Kaoru just freaks out and goes like, I love him so much. And that's that. It's the simplest thing. He's like, I want a kiss, gets his kiss, freaks out because he got his kiss. It's so cute, like it really is. Also the artwork's very nice, so it really helps. Aww. So there we go, so a nice wee cute little BL for Manga Monday. See, I do read nice things. I can actually read nice things. Not everything is like depression. I do have nice things. Oh, especially this one's just so nice because it really appeals to me because it's like making sweets and shit, and I like to bake, so I really like this one. So I want to try and find more like these. So actually, if you know any stories that are like this, please let me know. I just like baking things. I have all of Food Wars, like Food Wars is up there, so I like foodie things. But I feel like food stories could be hit or miss. So I've also got Katakoi Lamp as well, which is like set in a cafe. So I'm going to be reading that soon. So I hope that's going to be good. But yeah, yay, something cute. Because next week will probably be the next chapter of Bungo, so obviously we're going back to fucking depression again. But hey, there we go. So that's another nice wee Manga Monday out of the way, and I kept my promise of something cute. Might have taken about a month or so. I can't even remember when I said I was going to bring something cute, but yeah, a month ago probably. But anyway, so until next time, I'm AJ, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.